There is a kind of silence that can only be found in Tennessee. Not quiet, the earth is too lively for that. Cicadas meander between black walnut trees, the distant barking of the neighbor's dog half a mile away. It's the kind of quiet that costs money almost anywhere else in this country but here. Tennessee gives you something else that most states stopped offering a long time ago. Land you can actually use, taxes that don't penalize you for owning it, and enough distance from the next house for your life to truly be your own. Fertile land, 4 real seasons, and a cost of living that is still reasonable. I was tired of seeing people paying $400,000 for a house they can hear their neighbors talking through. I drive the side roads, I look at what the market is ignoring, and then I tell you about it. Today, try 10 properties. We start a house minus $296,500, and we work our way down to a price that made me check the ad 3 times before I believed it. If you find value in these reports, click the like button and subscribe. This helps more people find such properties before they disappear. Let's get started. More than minus 10 dunums of usable land, a pool, a covered terrace, 4 bedrooms, several covered parking areas, and a rustic vibe with an address in Milan. Try it. You can find it for less than $300,000. If you've come to this countdown hoping to find space, privacy, and a property that feels almost impossible to buy at this price today, this is exactly why Wiz Tennessee deserves attention. The house sits in a peaceful rural setting surrounded by open space and wooded views, giving you room to breathe from the moment you arrive. There is room for gardening, outdoor activities, vehicles, animals, equipment, or simply to enjoy the quiet lifestyle that so many buyers want. The number of open parking spaces and a large storage space and workshop add practical flexibility from day one. Outside this property becomes particularly memorable. An elevated pool with an expansive deck and gazebo area create a ready-made summer retreat. The covered balcony gives you another place to relax and enjoy the surroundings. It's not just a house with extra land. It is a property where the outdoors can become part of everyday life. Inside the house, there are 4 bedrooms, 2 full bathrooms, and thick minus 1,894 foot of living space. Several living areas provide family living room to spread out. Get editors, work from home, or organize the house around different needs. 1 bedroom and 1 full bath are located on the main floor, which adds real comfort. Inside, there are already attractive improvements, including updated flooring and locomotive design. The kitchen offers plenty of cupboard space and connects to a bright dining area with natural light. And the central heating and air conditioning system were replaced in 2024, an important upgrade for comfort and peace of mind. Milne adds real grace to a country property like this. It is an established community in West Tennessee with local services, neighborhood life, and a 160-acre urban parcel that offers recreational space and community events. You get the quieter pace of a smaller town, while Jackson is a minus 30-minute drive away for larger shopping, medical care, employment, and zonal convenience. The listing also highlights integrated rural living without city taxes. For a long-term buyer, this makes this combination even more attractive. Privacy and vast home grounds, a welcoming local community nearby, and convenient access to the greater Zuri Center. What makes this opportunity special is the complete package. More than 10 usable acres, nearly 1,900 square feet, 4 bedrooms, upgraded heating and cooling, pool, deck, gazebo area, covered porch, covered parking, and large storage and workshop space. This is the type of property that gives you a place not only to live, but also to build a covered area, several covered parking areas, a storage space, and a large workshop, and minus 10. 0.4 dunums of usable land in Tennessee, and that's just asset number 10. From here, the prices continue to drop until we arrive at a house in Tennessee at a price below minus $40,000, 3.1 private dunum, 4 bedrooms, 3 full bathrooms. Thank you very much. Property number 9 brings something different to this countdown: land, interior space, and practical buildings for a much more flexible lifestyle. With a Bitterton, TN address, this single-story home was built in 1940 and offers 2,175 feet, KEF minus 2,175 feet. From the outside, the property feels immediately substantial. A large deck with a brand new deck, several balconies, a separate garage, a shed, a livestock fence, and more than minus 3 acres of level land. There is room here for gardening, outdoor projects, animals, equipment, family gatherings, or simply a quieter lifestyle with more privacy around you and more privacy around you. Inside, the home offers 4 bedrooms and 3 full baths, all on the main floor. The master bedroom measures 6 by 4.5 meters, while the living room measures 6 by 4.6 meters. There is enough space for a family, editors, office, home, or multi-generational residence without the need for stairs. Several renovations have already been carried out. Fresh paint, new laminate flooring, new windows, and new stainless steel appliances. The kitchen features a sleek style design and pantry, while the sunroom creates an additional area for morning coffee or enjoying the garden outside. 2 stone fireplaces enclose the living spaces and add character that newer homes often don't have. The house also includes ceilings with marble coating, built-in bookcases, deep bath, walk-in closet, central heating, and central air conditioning. Outside, a detached 2-car garage includes workshop space and potential for additional living space in the future. The barn includes solar power and livestock stalls with an existing fence for livestock or a small farming lifestyle. Under the house, a solar-powered basement can provide useful and secure storage or shelter from hair loss. Trenton is the county seat of Gibson County and offers the everyday convenience of a small, established Tennessee community. A larger shopping, amenities, and health center is available towards Jackson, while this property gives you land, privacy, and no homeowners association. The good part is that the renovation is partially underway and the house is being sold as is, but important improvements have already been made, leaving room for the next owner to finish it around his vision. $257,000 is 4 bedrooms, 3 full bathrooms, 2,175 feet minus 2,175 feet, 2 stone fireplaces, sunroom, workshop garage, solar barn with animal stalls, W-3.1 acres in Trenton, Tennessee. And the next property brings us even lower in price with more land, and something waiting behind that you need to see. 7 and 12 acres in McNairy County, and the land here feels different than Gibson County. More wooded, the hardwoods harder, the horizon closer. The bulk of the metal is substantial, tall enough for a tractor, wide enough for 2 vehicles side by side, and the roofline is straight. No sinking, no slope, no urgent maintenance catching up to you. The fence line runs on 3 sides of the property. Behind, a stream marks the border. What about all year round, a natural tree line of willow and willow trees growing along the bank and wildlife using this corridor in the morning and evening, and wild animals that use this corridor in the morning and in the evening? The house sits on a slight hill, which means that the kitchen window. You can see the entire length of the property up to the starting point of the tree line. 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and a bonus room above the garage, which does not appear in the listed bedroom count. This room is important. Go up the stairs and you have a free seat. 3 meters of space, a window at each end that you can turn into anything the house needs. Office, 3rd bedroom, studio, room where the kids can disappear. The main living areas have vinyl flooring throughout, one that stands up to muddy boots and doesn't show any scratches. The kitchen has been fully renovated. Dull granite surfaces, new cabinets with softly closed drawers, recessed lighting. This is a kitchen that was clearly done by someone who cooks in the kitchen, not someone who directs for sale. The master bathroom has also been renovated. The house is really move-in ready. Reimer, McNairy County Selmer is 10 miles to the East County Hospital, Walmart's, schools. Memphis is 145 kilometers to the west, and Puick Lake is 16 kilometers to the east. County Hospital, Walmart, schools. Memphis is 145 kilometers to the west. Lake Puick is 40 minutes south. Demand for hunting and fishing drives consistent interest in short-term rentals in McNairy County. 7 acres, a barn, and a creek border is a combination that is simply not currently available elsewhere in this price range. As a matter of fact, Bremer has less than 400 inhabitants. Solitude is the product here, and the price reflects that. If you need regular access to municipal services, go to Selmer. $229,000, 7.5 acres made of weapon border metal, creek, remodeled kitchen, McNairy County, Tennessee. We are now leaving West Tennessee and heading for the Cumberland Plateau. Get ready because Property 7 is going to simply amaze you. When you see the price tag on this property, you really won't believe your eyes. Try only the west in this video, the difference is immediate. The canopy is higher here. White oak, hickory, here poplar, and it changes the feeling of the property completely. The air is cooler, the light comes in broken and dappled through the leaves, and the parquet covering gives you privacy from every direction for one citrus log. An attached garage anchors the side of the house, and two separate storage buildings stand behind the property. Concrete floors, metal roofs, solid. The driveway is paved up to the road, a detail that is more important than it seems in a rural county where most gravel paths turn into mud problems every spring. 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, approximately 1,800 square feet. But the numbers don't tell the whole story. The living room has cathedral ceilings. The ridge beam runs the entire length of the room, and the height changes the acoustics, the light, the feeling of the space in a way that you feel before you measure it. The master bedroom has its own full bath, a suite arrangement not usually seen at this price. Parquet floors in the main living areas. The kitchen is outdated and will need renovation, something that has already been taken into account in the evaluation of the public price. A buyer who comes in and knows what they are working with has a real advantage here. Western Tennessee Tech University, Cookeville Regional Medical Center, full stores. We Will Walk is 90 minutes east. Plateau properties near Cookeville, showing strong performance as places. Holiday for a weekend in the Neschel area. Sednav Avenue, -3 dunums. In this estimate, purchased at a public price, can be at a significantly lower price of market value for a willing buyer. The parking lot, public liberties, require parking. Verify your financing before you bid and get an inspection before the auction. The good thing is that when they allow inspections, it's a strong baseline for the home's true value, meaning the price may not exceed its true value. The process is compressed, but the opportunity is real. Starting estimate of the public price, $175,000. Cumberland Plateau, cathedral ceilings, 3 acres, attached garage, 2 storage buildings. Back to McNairy County for our next stop, but 8 acres this time and at a lower price. And there's a back porch here that I'd live on. 8 acres of farmland in McNairy County, and this property was in good shape before it went on the market. 3 sides of a fence, still functional. A hayloft, the real kind, with an attic, not just a storage shed by any other name. Several outbuildings in usable condition. The kind of infrastructure that takes years and thousands of dollars to build from scratch is already in place and ready for whatever you bring to it. In the back, there is a covered porch that hides the entire length of the house. It overlooks the entire property, the appearance, the exterior buildings, the back fence line where the forest begins. This view is the real heart of this property. 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, and a kitchen with a real work surface. Something that sounds obvious until you've toured enough rural properties and realized how much farmhouse kitchens were designed for a different era of cooking. There is room to work here. A whole row of work surfaces on 2 walls, storage cabinets that reach up to the ceiling, and a window above the kitchen that overlooks the side yard. The bedrooms are full size with windows on 2 walls in the master bedroom, letting in morning light from the east. Laminate flooring throughout the house, durable, requires little maintenance, the right choice for an active property. Milledgeville, McNairy County. It is a quiet, celeb and rustic place where you can enjoy life in a small town without being far from the essentials. Selmer is 15 miles to the east. District Hospital, Macolat, schools. Puick Landing. The state park is 40 minutes south. 32 dunums with infrastructure are eligible for agricultural tax assessment. Annual taxes are significantly lower. Demand for short-term rentals during hunting season in McNairy County is strong and growing. The long stretch, 24 kilometers from Selmer, means each mission is a 30-minute round trip. If this distance bothers you, the price will not be so low. You receive payment in the land, $165,000. 32 acres, hay barn, outbuildings, upgraded viewing room, McNairy County, TN. We're heading north now to the biggest city in this video. Property 5 is in Jackson itself, and it comes with 2 acres within the city limits, something that almost never happens. 2 acres in the heart of Jackson, and this yard has had time to become what it is, northern trees. The gram was planted long enough ago that a canopy now covers the entire south side of the house and keeps it cool during a West Tennessee summer in a way that the air conditioning system recognizes. There is a separate large garage with workshop space along an entire wall, covered parking next to it, and a privacy fence on the northern border. The driveway is paved, the yard is flat and open at the back, with the tree line creating a natural screen at the edge of the property. 2 acres in the city for $70,000 is not common. This lot is not divided, and it is the basis of the Hurricane. 3 bedrooms, 2 full bathrooms, built in the 1970s and maintained as homes used to be maintained systematically without delay, new roof, new air conditioning system, new windows throughout the house. But the feature that defines the interior is the floor, an original wooden floor that has been renovated into a warm honey lake that flows continuously in the living room, in the hallway, and in all 3 bedrooms. No transitions, no patches, no interruptions, only one floor from front to back with no transitions, no patches, no interruptions, only one floor front to back. The living room has a brick fireplace with a raised hearth, the kind that becomes the natural focal point of any room arrangement. The kitchen is practical and clean. Good workspace, upgraded appliances, window above the kitchen. Nothing in this house surprises you. Everything works. This is what 50 years of meticulous maintenance looks like. Jackson, Madison County. It's a thriving center with a booming economy, perfect if you want city amenities and great job opportunities. Madison-Jackson County General Hospital is a Level 1 trauma center 15 minutes away. Jackson is a Level 1 trauma center, a 15-minute drive away. Union University, Lynn College, Costco, major employers in healthcare, logistics, and manufacturing. 2 undivided dunums next to a first-level hospital create a consistent demand from traveling medical professionals on contracts to learn minus 13 weeks. The short-term trading frenzy here is strong. The old part, a home that is consistently maintained, does not stay on the market for long. Go see it. $144,000. 3 bedrooms, hardwood floors, brick fireplace, 2 acres within Jackson City limits. We're back in Milan for Property 4, the same city as Episode 10, but this house is from 1925. And what we built minus 1925 house is not what they build today. Covered front porch showing the house, framed by decorative columns and an unequivocal profile of an eclectic Spanish school in the 1925 Mission Revival style. The facade is in terracotta colors, the roofline is tiled. Tall windows and mature trees give it a presence that you just don't get from newer construction. This is not a generic house that has been priced. This is a unique historic house on a little more than 7/10 of an acre in Milan, with a garage and 3 parking spaces in total. Stand in the front entrance and the house looks exactly as it is, between 100 years unusual and full of character. Inside is a house from 1925 that differs from almost everything built since then. 3 bedrooms, 2 full bathrooms, and minus 244 square feet with high ceilings throughout the house and rooms that feel larger because of their proportions. The parquet flooring, the historic sawmill work, the interior doors connected to the glass, the active transom windows and antique hardware, all preserve the art of the period. Even the original built-in internal mail slot is still here, a small detail that tells you how many identities this house has survived. The fireplace in the living room creates a natural focal point, surrounded by a dark wood finish and tall windows that reinforce the historic character of the house. The kitchen and bathrooms are not the reason to buy this property today. They needed updates and improvements, and the listing deals directly with that. But this is also the opportunity. What you buy is the structure around them. Spacious rooms, parquet floors, original details, natural airflow from the transom windows, and a construction style that is harder and harder to find at this price. Milan, Gibson County small Tennessee community with everyday conveniences nearby and schools a short drive away. Jackson is less than 30 minutes south and provides central access to chemists, healthcare, and regional employment without sacrificing the quieter pace of Milan. The property is also zoned for professional residences, which may offer flexibility for permitted uses subject to local zoning approval. Such historic homes do not compete with newer homes in terms of finishes. They attract buyers looking for character, room size, original materials, and a property that can be renovated with good intentions. In Milan, there are a few hundred houses with this architectural identity that are still available at an entry price, and that scarcity is part of what makes this property interesting. To be honest, this is not a ready-made renovation. The property requires improvements, and work with plaster, historic woodwork, wood floors, and older details require more skill and more time than upgrading a modern home. Financing is limited to cash or conventional terms. Budget carefully and find a contractor who understands houses from this period. $125,000. Get a contractor who understands houses from this period. $125,000. 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, 244 square feet, 1925 construction, hardwood floors, historic woodwork, covered front porch, covered parking, and 0.71 acres in Milan, Tennessee. From here, we go below the minus $100,000 mark. Property 3 is located in Millington, minus 20 meters from Memphis, and it comes with more than minus 2 acres within the city, 2¼ dunums in the suburb of Shelby District. Land that does not rise at this price because most of the corresponding land was distributed 30 years ago. The property has a Jewish workshop building with a concrete floor, a separate garage, and a row of mature pecan trees along the back fence, not young trees. These are established, full canopy pecans that drop enough nuts in the fall to fill a freezer. They define the back of the property like the cedars would, and they are here long enough to become part of what the place is. 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, built in the 1960s and constantly renovated over the decades. New roof, new air conditioning system. The kitchen has been fully modernized. Quartz countertops, new cabinets, rear wall values, recessed lighting. The bathroom has been renovated. Clean values, new treatment, no urgent maintenance. The main residential area is covered with a carpet on the original parquet and the wood there. You can see the edges in the closets and it sounds right under your feet. Pull the carpet and you have parquet floors, originality in every room. There is a sunroom behind the house, covered by a transom ceiling and windows from 3 sides that add a full living space that does not appear in the official multiple meters. In the evenings, that's where this house really is. Mallington, Shelby County, the perfect suburban spot if you want modest living with immediate access to the huge Memphis job market. Naval support activity. The South Center is the local anchor. Memphis is 20 meters south. An international airport, a large hospital chain, one of the largest logistics employment centers in the South. Federal employment at the Hal Hayam base creates steady year-round demand for merchandise from military families and government contractors. Priced at $85,000, the returns on cash rent are exceptional. The old part, a house between 60 years old, means that the electrical panel needs to be upgraded and the Zakila space needs to be sealed. Known costs are already estimated at minus $85,000. 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 220 and 2 dunums. Workshop, sunroom, 20 meters from Memphis. One more rung down, Lou Dreddle County, 60 miles from Memphis between the river and the Katona fields. A house on an area of 1 dunum for less than $80,000. 1 acre in Ripley, Tennessee. The house is located some distance from the road and has an open view towards a neighboring mirror and a pool behind the property. This is the type of environment that gives you privacy without taking you away from the city. Flat ground, established environment, front porch, patio, and outside space to enjoy the property instead of just maintaining it. The house was built of bricks in 1950 with a simple plan of 1 floor and 2 parking spaces. At this price, buying 1 acre in a house with such a presence is already unusual. 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, and an impressive 1840 feet of interior space. This number changes the whole feel of this property. The master bedroom is 12 by 20 feet, the second bedroom is 14 by 16, and there is also a separate study measuring 14 by 6. The living room is extra large at 14 by 25 feet, with a separate dining room and a fully equipped kitchen on the main floor. Carpets for the wall, for the mansia, and for the values are already ready. Central heating is installed, and the house has a fireplace. This is not a careful 2-bedroom house where every room feels cramped. It has real interior volume, multiple living spaces, and the kind of planning that gives a new owner real options for improvement and day-to-day living. Ripley, Lou Dreddle County, a West Tennessee community where the property offers a quieter environment, usable land, and more home for the money. For someone looking for space, privacy, and a more affordable way to own, this property has a lot to offer. The payoff here is simple. Brick house, 1 acre, hookah minus 140 square feet for only $41 per square foot. If there is a study, large living room, balcony, patio, fireplace, and an open rear view, it can become a comfortable home for someone willing to improve it or an affordable project for a long-term buyer. The buy part, this property is being sold as is, so it should be carefully inspected and will most likely require work. But that's why he's featured in this countdown. 2-bedroom, 1 bathroom, $240, brick construction, 1 acre deck, patio, fireplace, and open backyard view in Ripley, TN. And now the last property, the one that drops below the minus $40,000 scale. Thank you very much. Nestled in Peoria, Tennessee, on a total of 1.21 acres, with a 2-bedroom home, a wooded backyard, and an asking price below minus $40,000. Not just a small house, but land, privacy, and the freedom to imagine what this property could become. At this price, the inclusion of a second pitch changes the opportunity completely. The setting is the strongest part of the story. Mature trees, a beautiful backyard, a front porch, and enough land to create a private residence, garden, outdoor retreat, or simply additional separation from the neighbors. The house offers 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, and an area of 1.14 feet on 1 floor. It was built in 1983 with traditional timber cladding, electric heating, and window cooling units. The interior is simple and only a few images are provided, but the basic footprint is here. Living space, kitchen, bedrooms, and a front porch overlooking a quiet environment in Tennessee. Furia County, Henry. Hira is a small and peaceful place that is a dream location for nature lovers, offers a quiet lifestyle right next to major marine resorts. Paris is 16 kilometers to the east. Henry County Medical Center, Walmart, schools. Kentucky Lake and Country. Between the lakes, the National Recreation Area is just minutes away. Here is the barrel part. Zvichi mhirt mezivran, shechimki, kepi, shi vri shi, mtsin, shi ver, tisvi mb, elpini jimmer mer. So, it's not a property to judge from a screen alone. It's worth walking the grounds, seeing the house in person, and understanding exactly what it will take to bring the property to its next chapter. For the right buyer, this is not the downside. There is a picture of the opportunity. $39,900. 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1.14 square feet, 2 adjoining lots with a total area of 1.21 dunums, a fire pit and septic ditches already exist, a wooded backyard, and an entry price of only $36 per square meter per year. Try it. The cheapest opportunity in the whole countdown. I started this video talks about the peace that can be found. Just try it, not quiet. The earth is too alive for that. After 10 properties, 10 towns, 10 different versions of how home can be in this country, I want to say something clear. The prices you just saw are not mistakes. They are not freedoms in distress, no hidden traps. These are the prices that go up for land. In places where the national discourse is on housing, they are counted from $296,500 on 10 dunums with a barn in Gibson County and $39,900 on the edge of a lake, Kentucky. Try saying you have something to question. If one of these properties caught your fancy, the link to the full article is in the description below. Everything is there. All 10 starting properties, Zillow links to each of them, agent contact details, and everything you need if you want to take the next step. See you in the next report. Thank you very much.